Hello and welcome to the Cycling Podcast Christmas Message. I'm Lionel Birnie. I've had a couple of sherries, so bear with me, but this very short podcast is just because we'd like to wish all our listeners a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and also thank everyone for their support and feedback in 2015. It's been our best year yet. We've broadcast from the centre of the Roubaix Velodrome, the top of Alpe d'Huez and plenty of places in between. We've interviewed some of the biggest names in the sport and brought the genius of Chiro to a bigger audience.
Hello everyone, listeners.
We produced more than 70 regular episodes. We launched Kilometre Zero to take you behind the scenes at the Tour de France. We launched Friends of the Podcast, giving 11 in-depth episodes for people who signed up to support us. And in July, during the tour, we hit 100,000 downloads in a single day for the first time, which catapulted us towards the top of the iTunes chart. It's not just Richard, Daniel and me that puts the podcast together. There's a whole team behind us, from our group of extremely talented producers, a photographer, graphic designer, web guru, and people who help us run the Cycling Podcast as a business. But without the listeners, we would not have a podcast. Without the financial support of those of you who signed up to become a friend of the podcast this year, we would not have been able to produce those 73 episodes. Now, we're committed to keeping the regular episodes free to air so that the largest number of people possible can continue to enjoy it. Sponsorship goes some way towards covering the costs, but it's not enough, and so we rely on you to support us by signing up to be a friend of the podcast. It was a bit of an experiment this year. We knew we didn't want to ask for money without providing something in return, and so we committed to producing these 11 extra shows, knowing there was a possibility only a small number would sign up. Fortunately, the response was great, and your patience while we experienced technical problems was much appreciated. The money we've generated this year has enabled us to deliver on our promise to make the special episodes downloadable on mobile devices, which we know a lot of people wanted. We've got some great plans for the 2016 Friends of the Podcast specials, and we hope you'll sign up to enjoy them. You can become a friend of the podcast and receive exclusive shows throughout 2016 for just £10. See thecyclingpodcast.com. In the meantime, Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year from Richard, Daniel and me, and see you in 2016.